Welcome to MMA Fancast. My name is Luke Payson. Welcome back to everyone who is already a subscriber to the channel. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe so you can see more great interviews, including the one coming at you right now. A Pittsburgh MMA legend. Always exciting to have my friend and an absolute legend of the regional and former UFC fighter. Hopefully, at some point again in his future, back to the UFC. Hopefully, but going to be getting back inside the 247 Fighting Championship cage at Brawl in the Berg 23, September 21st, just under 3 weeks away, is Kama the Death Star Worthy.
What's up, man?
There it is. Welcome, brother. Welcome back. You,
Awesome, awesome, man. Good to be here.
you, sir, are like a fine wine. You just get better with age. You came on the show a couple fights back talking about your full hip replacement. Of course, you're doing things with a hip replacement that most doctors would say were not possible, but you're looking great. You've had a pro MMA fight and then a pro kickboxing fight since then. Before we talk about your fight coming up, um, which is going to be super exciting, before we talk about that, how has it been with the MMA fight and the kickboxing fight? How do you feel as far as your expectation for how your body and how your legs handling things?
Oh, my body's fine. My body's at 100%. It's been about a year and about 10 days since the surgery, so it's only getting better and better and better. I just have to keep reminding my body to do certain things and to remember it's strong enough to do them. But yeah, the body's at 100%. I'm doing stuff that I haven't done simply in like 7 or 8 years because I was overcompensating for so much. So it's a lot of fun. Lots of fun.
I'm glad you're having fun. I know you have a lot to balance. You've got a family, kids. You run the Pittsburgh MMA Academy. What's it like coming into this fight? What made you say yes to this fight last 247? You had taken the kickboxing fight on short notice. So what brought up this MMA fight, and when did you know that this was going to be happening?
I knew they were looking for an opponent. Hold on, my daughter's making me get pizza. Hold on. Oh man, looks like it's burnt. Oh no, we gotta put another one in.
Uh-oh.
No, I knew I was looking to get a fight and stuff, and I wanted to get a fight. I was just like waiting until they gave me the name, and then they gave me the name, and I just said yeah, and we just kind of went from there. We did have another opponent that we were kind of looking at, but it didn't come through and stuff. So we just kind of went with this and went from there. Hey, I'm gonna put this one in, Baba. Okay.
All right. Don't touch the food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're supposed to be sleeping. You're supposed to
Instead,
be
you're going
sleeping,
to
but she
feed her.
keeps
That's
swindling me. And
I was gonna say that's
yeah,
rewarding her
she's
for
like,
not
dude, I want
sleeping.
pizza.
I
I'm like,
love it.
dude, it's like 10 o'clock at night.
I know.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I like they were looking for a fight after the last
Mhm.
part. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna see what happens and what goes from there and they got me another fight and they told me, hey, you can do it this way and they got the opponent. They're looking. We had about two or three other people and then they couldn't really get anything and then he I think they said he asked for the fight or something. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it.
Well, that
Still
is,
here, just putting pizza in the oven.
of course, of course. Well, it's always great to have you on the show. I know you being a father comes first. You're talking about your
Right.
opponent. You're talking about your opponent, Oliver Murad, who's 7-2 at this point, and we've talked about this at this point. You are only going to be fighting like sort of the young, hungry fighters that are trying to build their record because you've been around for so long. You've been to the UFC. You had a knockout of the year candidate. You had a submission of the night. You're going into your 31st pro MMA fight. So what does it feel like to be that old lion? And what are your thoughts on Oliver as an opponent?
Oh, he's tough, but he ain't shit I ain't seen before. Like he ain't fucking. Yeah, I, I fought D1 wrestlers. I fought black belts. I fought world class guys. I mean, like he's not gonna be able to really show me. anything I've ever seen before. Everyone requires a different scenario to solve the problem, but not really, not really anything. I'm not like overly worried. I mean, it's a fight. I'm always taking it serious, but he hasn't. I'm not sitting here like, oh, like he's just another guy, a face to the body and stuff. I watch his fights. He does a lot of good stuff. Really good wrestling. Seems like he likes to kind of strike a little bit. He does some stuff, so we'll see.
Of course, anytime the Death Star gets inside the 247 cage or any MMA cage, it's always exciting to see what you do. I know you had talked last time doing that kickboxing fight on short notice was really a great confidence boost because you fought a guy who, had a lot of skills and you showed that you can do pure kickboxing. Obviously, you can also handle MMA. You're wearing a shirt, a Cowboy Eddie Parilla's shirt. What's it like being the coach of Cowboy
Yeah.
Eddie, Craig Perry, and so many other people? What's it like on the coaching side of things at the academy right now?
It's fucking stressful. What the fuck you think it is? The motherfuckers here, they're a pain in my ass. No, I mean, like, I'm just part of the coaching staff. We have my other man, Chris, and Kirk, and my head coach, and then Dave comes in and does stuff too. So everyone kind of spares off. My little brother helps in. We have another guy, Josh, who kind of helps. Like everyone kind of gives her a little bit of information to help share and stuff like that. So I just I just tell the guys to follow my lead, and the guys to follow my lead. I mean, the guys that don't, I'm like, hey man, like like this sport, I don't fucking. If you need to go piss, I ain't holding your dick. That's not what I'm doing. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna tell you where to go piss. I ain't gonna fucking show you and help you out with it. Like, so I tell the fighters, like, I give them a not a blueprint because everyone's different, but I give them a layout of things they should do, how they should do it, like, different approaches, mental approaches and stuff, and then like it's up to them to take it. Like this sport is devastating and it's crippling. So I again, like I tell people, it takes a lot of self will. So yeah, but I mean, like again, like I help them out. Like I kind of give them information stuff when they ask for it. And if for me personally, if you don't, I don't really put super amounts of attention to you till after you've been training for 2 years, simply
Mhm.
because like I mean, I've gone through so many fucking guys, and it's fucking irritating. I'm just like,
Yeah.
like so many guys have got so much potential and just flake out. It makes my fucking ass hurt. I'm like, I don't got fucking, I don't got time for it. Like, dude, like I don't get like I was freaking just talking like there's like guys like Isaac. Isaac has put so much
Oh,
into so many guys. I'm like, dude, that it would just make me tired. It's exhausting. But it's the coach life, and I even though I am a coach, I'm still more so a fighter. So I'm
mhm.
like, oh fuck you! You don't want to listen? Fine, that's your fault. I'm like, I'm not here to chase you down and do all that shit. I'm like, yo, I'm giving you. If you need, you ask for information. I'm giving it to you this way. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to lay it out and give you the fun. I'm going to tell you this shit sucks. You're going to hate it. You're going to be broke. You might live out of your fucking car. Do you want to do it? Oh, I want to. All right, that's a no. Next person. Like that's just how I am. I'm like, hey, that's cool. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and fucking like fucking baby you. That's not my fucking job. I'm like, I'm not your dad. I'm your coach. I'm a fighter, and I'm gonna push you properly. So like, it's it's give and take. Like there's multiple different coaches. Like Dave's a little bit more precise with his approach and stuff. Like I'm just like straight and pinpoint to the coach. Everyone has a different thing, so it works out.
It does. There's a balance there. And I appreciate you sharing. That's why I like having you on the show so much, both as a fighter that, like you said, you're focusing on the fighting side as well as being a coach and running a gym. I think it's really important. One of the things I love about doing MMA Fancast is I hope up and coming MMA fighters, whether they're in middle school, elementary school, maybe in college, watch this because there's so much great information, but consistency really matters. And what I heard you say is, people can't expect to show up at a gym, be there for 3 weeks, and have the attention of everybody. You got to put the work in. Like you said, you need to be consistent for 2 years. We've talked before on this show about Craig Perry. And I know this isn't a Craig Perry interview, this is a you interview, but a guy that put the work in, went 0-3, for his first three fights, but kept showing up, kept getting better, has got to mean more than you than somebody like you said, who's got all the potential. And Craig's got a ton of potential too, but comes for 2 months, gets dissatisfied because you're not doing enough to make them happy, and then leaving. And I think for anybody out there, just stay consistent. Just pick a spot and keep working at it. You'll get better at it. The more the coaches see that you mean it too.
Oh yeah, it's not my job as a coach to make you comfortable. It's the
Yeah.
total fucking opposite. It's my job to make you uncomfortable. It's my job to make you not like it. It's my job. I'm trying to make you quit simply because when you fight, that's what your opponent's going to be doing. He or she is going to be trying to make you quit. So if I make it cool and comfortable for you, you're going to get. I've broken jaws and broken for amateur fights. I've seen guys get crushed and murdered in amateur fights or
Mhm.
like low level pro fights. Oh, I remember when Devontae Smith killed this one guy when we fought together on a card down at Stage AE. Like he just laid this the guy looked dead. They had to carry. It was the word. I'm just like, yeah, that's the reality of it. You can like
Yeah.
almost die doing this shit. Like I remember Adam Milstead fought this guy, broke his jaw. He couldn't fly back. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, like that's the thing. And people be taking this shit from hospital as brutal and violent as possible because it's brutal and violent. Like I tell my fighters all the time, don't just watch the fights. Go on UFC Fight Pass and watch the agony of defeat and
Yeah.
watch the back cameras of the guy after they lose. That's a whole different fucking story. You watch the fight, he's in there and he loses. But watch that shit that goes on in the back, the thrill and agony. That shit's rough. That's not as easy as you think it is, man. So yeah, try to give it to him a little more realistic.
Well, I hope people watch this video and get even more excited about training with you. I know the people that train at your gym really are getting high quality training. And also, like you said, you're leading from the front. You know, you're still very much in your career. You have this resurgence because you took care of your hip. You've talked on this show before about really thinking you might be able to fight to 40 or thereabout, maybe even longer, depending on what your lady says. And so, for you, what is what what are you expecting out of this fight? You talked about you like to fight anywhere, you like to fight nasty. You obviously put on great shows. What do you expect to happen September 21st? Monroeville Convention Center, 247 Fighting Championship, Brawl in the Berg 23. Super, super exciting night.
I'm gonna go out there and just put on a world class display of skill. Like that's what I try to do every time. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go out there and show them that there's just class levels to this shit and just keep leveling up and just keep improving and keep showing why I'm here and stuff, you know, because I hear the rumbling. I know motherfuckers be act like they don't know. So I'm just go out there, it's just another fight. It's another day. He's just another guy.
Well, I think you have shown and continue to show that you do have a world-class display of skill. That's what's been such a blessing for 247. I know Ryan Middleton, the owner of 247, can't talk enough about you and Ethan Goss, Justin Patton, some of like the mainstays, and I don't want to leave anybody out, but some of the mainstays of Pittsburgh. But as you know, you were the first ever champ for 247. And Ryan knew, he told me when I didn't really know the Pittsburgh MMA scene before I got familiarized with it, how big of a name you were, how important you were, and the fact that you'd be going to the UFC directly from 247, which all ended up coming true. You became the first ever 247 pro champ and then the first ever fighter to go to the UFC after that. For you, you've talked on this show before. So is your mindset still putting on world class display of skill and then showing the UFC that you should get a call back?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, not even necessarily UFC. I just think I'm a world class fighter. Like, I don't, like, I love fighting locally, but you know, I'm like, the world deserves to see me, especially this new version of me that's uncocooning itself. So, yeah, I'm gonna just keep putting on like world class performances, and like after this win, I'll be 5-1 outside the UFC. So I'll see what I'll need to do and just go from there. Like I said, like it's whatever opportunities pop up, I'll just take them.
That's what always makes you super excited. I know 247 has already announced dates. People that are fighters, amateurs, or pros need to be checking out Facebook for 247 because they've already put up dates and locations for October and November. So it's going to be September, October, November with maybe even more to come in December. So maybe it's you, maybe it's other people. There's going to be a lot of fight opportunities for 247 coming up. It's going to be super exciting. Always wonderful when you step inside the cage. Can't wait to be cage side to see Kama the Death Star Worthy Throwdown. People need to get their tickets directly from you. They can also buy them from 247fighting.com, but they need to give you credit at checkout. That way you get the credit for them buying the tickets. Always an honor having you on the show. Can't wait to see you live. Anybody you want to thank, give shout outs to as you head into this fight.
Nope, just me.
All right. All right.
No,
That sounds
same as usual. My, my my family, my wife, training partners, everyone, Pittsburgh MMA. Everyone's helping me get ready for fights and stuff. Same shit, different people, same shit, different people.
Yep, and that's what is the consistency. Your wife, your kids, your family, the people from the gym, the various people that help you. You already mentioned Isaac Greeley, just the fact that there's a community in Pittsburgh. You all have your own gyms, but you work together. Thanks so much for squeezing me in during your pizza making duties. I hope everything goes well with you tonight. Have an incredible
Her ass
night.
better be sleeping when I go upstairs.
She probably will be. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah,
You're
she's
listening to
probably
Luke
out. She
Mason
out.
with MMA Fancast and the one, the only, the Death Star Worthy. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Peace.
Peace.